Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one. And another one.
Alright, guys. This is LOL Podcast Season 2, Episode 9. Or if you're watching this on my main YouTube channel, this is YouTubers Podcast Season 2, Episode 10, I think. Somewhere along the nature of that. And,
yeah.
Godly, man. Holy crap. I was just freaking playing solo queue today. I got my old man mechanics going on. I kind of feel like Smithy with all these new little kids playing.
Smithy is like my age.
Really? Oh, yeah, you're 28. I'm 25.
I'm 24.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're 24. I'm 25. Man, we're like...
He's like 26, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just old as fuck. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, I know how to win a game. You know, I know my win conditions. I know that my role's not useless. People get in this trap and they think that their role is useless. Like, no, you're just bad at the game. It's just how it works.
Role is theory, to an extent. You just have to, like, know your win condition and play around it.
Yeah, because the most common thing I hear is, like, freaking top laners is like, oh, yeah, well, I'm useless, and, you know, a lot of people said the top lane is useless, so I think I'm useless. No, you're not. I have seen and watched plenty of good top laners steamroll literally 1v9 a game, like, by themselves.
Yeah.
Like, people don't understand this, but back in the day, when we were, like, first started, remember there was that little meme going around about Tryndamere, where he's a noob stomper?
I haven't played for that long, remember?
Oh,
I started in Season 7.
Oh, no, it's just like back when I first started, it's freaking Tryndamere. Affect Tryndamere, I still have those sometimes. They can still win you games on their own, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Golly. Or like maybe when you first started, it was like Master Yi or some shit. Like Master Yi gets fed, game's over.
Both of them.
Yeah. People just have to understand, you know,
Elo.
You're in control of the game. The moment you play it, all your decisions that you make at level 1 to level 6 matter. All these little micro decisions you're making, how you lane, how you CS, or if you're a jungler, how you path it, or if you're a support, how you engage.
Yeah, it's all dependent on like just your decision making.
Man, so back when it was Season 7. Because you said you started Season 7, right? When TSM were, like, you know, they won both back-to-back splits. Thank you,
It was like the last, like,
winning. Yeah, you're right. It was when freaking...
Like, first. That's why they were, like, my team, because, like, as soon as I came in, I was like, who's good? And, like, my friend at the time, I was playing ADC, but he was, like, trying to, like, introduce me to the game. And I really liked ADC, so I was, like, a double-lift fan for, like, forever. But then I started hating ADC because I just hated playing in low elo where supports didn't know how to like play the game and people were just like not really appealing for me and shit like that. So I just got to the point where I was like, okay, well, I might have to just switch roles because ADC is not working. And my friend was a mid lane main at the time, and he like tried to introduce me in mid lane, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna play mid lane. Like, who can I watch to like get better? And like he was like, oh, you can just look at Faker, you can look at Bjergsen, you can look at these players, and I was like, okay. So I looked at Faker, watched videos of him, and then ended up finding out who Bjergsen was, and like who TSM was, and I was like watching them that whole season. And basically from there forward, I like continually watched them.
Man,
but
you missed that previous season where they were just stopping kids left and right.
6.
Yeah, because the reason why I can't give Cloud9 the best LCS team ever is because that TSM team that you didn't get a chance to watch, they went 17-1 in best of 3s. Like, that is so much.
They won like every single game.
Literally, they didn't. You know how there's that meme of TSM where they lose game 1 and then they win games 2 and 3? Okay, that didn't happen. That split. They literally lost like 2 game 1s. That one was to Echo Fox, and that roster was Hard, Froggen, and Keith. Oh, crap. Yeah, that was one of the series in which it was kind of close, but they pulled it out to the very end. And then there was a team called Phoenix One who had Inori that season who gave them their first loss. Phoenix One gave them their only series loss. They were so close to going 18-0. That's why I respect... Yeah, that's why I respect that team a lot more in their run to 18-0 than I can do for Cloud9, and I think Cloud9's going to get 18-0. I mean, they're already at 10-0 at this point. You might as well try hard for the last 8 wins, because at least that's going to be, in the history books that, you're the first LCS team to go 18-0. Because I know Reaper said it's like, best of ones and anything can happen, but at least if they don't win spring, at least it will be memorable that they at least went 18-0, because people still remember Fnatic going 18-0 back in season 5, and that's still a memorable thing that you remember, unless Cloud9 starts randomly inting.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Cloud9 is in a good spot for that to happen. But I also think like it's all dependent on how like the other teams look, because there was just a game the other day where they didn't lose, but they were like reaching like a level of like opposition a bit.
Oh,
were they playing FlyQuest, or who were they playing?
CLG. It was when the Blabber did his kick, and then Licorice. I love the man, but he trolled. Why in the world would you set ultimate the Misfortune away after if they kill Misfortune right there? That highlight gets replayed, over and over and over again as like one of the best Lee Sin kicks ever. And then people in the Cloud9, the fans, when they were on the YouTube channel, they were like, in Vulcan, he said, "Hey, can you not do that?" Like like people, little fucking pussies online were like, "Oh my god, I don't like Vulcan anymore. He's mean. How disconnected how disconnected from the world are you, little fucking pussy?"
That's
what?
Why they do well is because him and Niski shot called that team.
Yeah. Dude, have you ever been at work and then someone just does something you don't like and you bring it out to them? You're like, "Hey man, I don't like that." And then they're like, "Okay, hey man, I'm sorry, I didn't know." But the issue with people and not understanding that is that if you don't bring that up, it gets like, I told some people yesterday, because we have to break down boxes that work on. Break down your fucking box. So I didn't really say that, guys. I said, break down your box, please. The store manager's asking. She's getting on my ass for it. Can you please break down your box? They're like, the girls are like, "No." But then after a while, I keep saying it. I was like, "Hey, this is bothering me. Can you please break down your box?" They're like, "Okay." And then they'll kind of troll me with it every now and again, but they actually do it now. But the point I'm making, guys, is that if you just brush things under the rug and you don't actually tell somebody what's bothering you, then it becomes like, they'll like secretly...
Trend.
Yeah, they'll secretly start hating you and shit. Cause that's the thing girls do. Like, girls like just expect the right thing out of you. Like, I'm human. I can't read your mind.
Right. You gotta communicate.
But I understand how someone seeing that could be like, "Oh my gosh, this guy's mean." But you probably have never worked in an environment in your life.
Yeah, it was pretty much just like, I mean, I don't know. I used to play Flex with friends like I think a season or 2 ago.
How'd you like
I
it?
used to do the same thing.
Or like, if someone did something you didn't like, you would just be like, "Hey, I don't like that. Can you not do that?"
Or not like, I wouldn't say I don't like it, but I'll just like tell them if it's like trolling. I'll be like, "That play was kind of troll. Like, let's not do that."
Yeah, I remember like one time we were having this like LCS game where you can feel it's like it's a ace and then a team fight. Then you take an objective, you have a fight, you ace them, they ace you, they kill your bot lane, you kill their top side, and then we're winning a team fight and we got Baron. We're like, all right, let's go. We're gonna win the game right now. And then 2 of them literally dive top lane and we give up like 3 Baron buffs. I'm like, "Hey, why did we do that? Like, okay, can we not just do that?" You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But if I didn't say that, it just becomes a problem later on. But I love playing with my friends, but sometimes you just fucking troll. I hate when I play with friends sometimes. They just start doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
Alright, so, but while actually being a TSM fan, is there any part where you just did not want to be a TSM fan at all? Like, just ever?
Just give me a moment. I have to put my cats in the hall. They're in my room and they're trying to like fuck with me while we're doing this.
No problem.
A few moments later.
Go have sex with yourself, asshole. I'm not that stupid. Just for that, I'm gonna spend my whole childhood eating what I want and doing drugs when I want. Whatever, I do what I want.
No, wait!
So, in regards to your answer, I don't know really. I haven't really ever like been like, "Oh shit, like TSM are so bad, like I'm just gonna stop like being a fan of this team," because I personally feel like the potential is always going to be there. It just depends on the given like day and time, to be honest with you. Like, people try to troll so hard just because like, you know, it doesn't work. Like sometimes, like for the last like 2 years it hasn't worked. But like I really feel like eventually, like maybe if it's not this year or next year, like TSM's gonna win. Like not a joke. And people like, especially even this season, like people troll on like saying like, oh, like their draft or they're not like their decision making. Like I don't know. I feel like TSM are kind of waking up moment by moment, and it's gonna come after a while. I feel like the last 2 years were just there were different decisions that were made that just, of course, were kind of troll like. But I feel like over those decisions, they kind of have refined their decision making process a bit. Like for example, like 2017, that was probably the most hype year I was for TSM. You know, when they acquired Zen and Mithy and then picked up Mike Young after his P1 split. That was probably the hypest I ever was for TSM because, you know, like I was really stoked about like their world's performance with Hanser and, you know, like the rest of the squad they had. And then that next year I like saw them pick up like fucking Mike Young. Mike Young was so hyped, dude. Like I don't know.
I remember, man.
It was disgusting. Like it was unreal.
And then it turns out all those plays he did, he was on crack. After the crack wore out and he became like rehabilitated and shit, he just became trash.
I think it was just because of like the play style. TSM's play style was way different, and professional like jungling is a different beast. Like I feel like Mike Young on P1 was basically like they drafted a guy from the challenger ladder, and he was somebody who was a solo queue like solo carry player. Because think about it, like his two best champions were Lee Sin and Italy. So it's like, you know, like those champions are kind of like they don't really play within a team setting. They're just like, you know, lone wolf like 1v9 like solo carry champions. So that play style that he was playing, he couldn't previously like implement on TSM pretty much. Like TSM, you know, like their junglers were playing like fucking back in season 7, like Sejuani and fucking Jarvan and like shit like that. Stuff just to kind of like make engages, and that's pretty much it. And he was never that type of player. And then on top of that, he was going from his like rookie split to playing on TSM, and then, you know, he's playing around like players that were really good, Zen and Mithy and like Hanser. So like he was no longer like the big voice on his team. He no longer was like somebody who could just like do whatever he decided to do, you know? Like on P1, it felt like on that team he pretty much was just like his own man pretty much. But when he got to TSM, you know, like he had Bjergsen in his ear, he had Reginald in his ear, he had, you know, Sven and Mithy playing their own game and trying to tell him how to jungle. Mithy was telling him how to jungle the whole season. Because the way,
gosh, he made it sound like it was hell trying to teach him though.
Yeah, like if I don't know if you watch the videos like in like TSM Legends and like the recaps and stuff like that, and they're
it's so sad because people don't know this. I've actually watched them all.
Yeah, he would call them out and be like, "Oh, why did you go here? Why did you path here in this game, Mike? Next game you do this. We lost because we didn't have prio here. We didn't have a strong side here. Our weak side was there." Like, you know, like he was literally like telling him like, because of course that's why Mithy was brought over to TSM, because of his shot calling capabilities and like the way he like led Sven to become like one of the best ADCs in Europe on G2. But when he came to North America, I feel like the biggest divide was the fact that Haunter was always more of like the thing about TSM that's always going to plague them, and that's why I kind of feel like they're gonna have a good year this year, is the fact that they're always, ever since they got rid of Double Lift, their only volatile component has been Bjergsen, and Bjergsen's kind of like a strategic. He has like a strategic volatility. That's the type of player he is. So like the type of player he is basically like he'll capitalize on mistakes and like carry and be disgusting, but he's only does it conditionally. He can't really he can do it like forcefully, but Bjergsen isn't really, he's not the type of player, if that makes sense. So like the thing about TSM is like, you know, back in those times, they've always tried to play a controlled game. That's always been their play style, like, you know, slow, like scale, team fight team. But, you know, as time progressed, like other teams started to build like comps that were like completely different. Like they were like, you know, mid jungle like based, or like top jungle based, you know, like really way faster teams basically. and that's why TSM like lost in the long run, because they started to play this like slow, methodical game with like Mike Young, who that wasn't really his play style, you know, playing like the solo carry like jungle champs out of solo queue. And then on top of that, having like Hanser, Ven, and Mithy, who were playing like a scaling game too. So, you know, that's the reason why like Cloud9 is good with Ven now, because Ven, he plays the safe scale, but the rest of his team is a fucking nitrous team. They have a nitro on always, so it doesn't matter how
you watch
safe he plays.
Way too many Fast and Furious movies.
But it's a fact, though. That's like literally
Yeah.
why is the way it is, because Ven is allowed to play safely and get the kills, like, you know, given to him pretty much like hand fed, because the team around him is playing like, you know, intelligent aggression is basically what they're doing. So yeah, I mean, and it's kind of a bummer for me because like looking back, like I feel like Mike Young could have been like a lot better. Like it's insane.
Yeah, it's just, man, everything I learned about how these teams operated from like, you know, season 7, season 5, season 6, it's like there was just a lot of divide in a lot of these teams too. More like, you know, Mithy, or no, it was Sven. Sven brought up that they didn't even like playing with Hanser. Hanser couldn't play weak side. Hanser didn't want to play Maokai, or Hanser didn't want to play Sion. Hanser wanted to play Gangplank or Gnar, or he wanted to play freaking Fiora. And it's like he didn't want to be the weak side player, and he didn't want to be the third wheel of the team. Like this literally just came out in the C9 interview that Travis did with him. And it's like, you know, a lot of these teams go through a lot of different issues, you know, because Sven and Mithy didn't want to play with Hanser, and then they wanted to get rid of Mithy, and they wanted to keep Sven. Sven added to your contract, so Mithy went to Origin, and I think there was a very good chance we saw Sven and Mithy return back to Origin. That would have been pretty epic, actually, you know?
Yeah.
That would have been so hype. But then the Mike Young situation, you know, maybe he was just overhyped, because a lot of that happens. You know, a good player can shine on a bad team, but you actually get to see how good this bad player is on different teams. And I think that TSM being like, you know, structured and being a lot more refined than you know, in Phoenix 1 showed why he didn't really do too well. Like it's one thing to come from one environment and then be a product of another. Oh, that's how I seen it personally.
Yeah. It was kind of a bummer for me, because I felt like he could have been like the next Xmithy, or like even better. Like he was.
But just imagine that in games. Like I can kind of feel it from Mike Young's standpoint. Is like you have this dude in your ear telling you where to go every single game. Like he can't make his own decisions. You know, it's just like being at work and this one dude's just constantly talking and shit. And it's like, hey, dude, you can calm the fuck down. We can do, like, I think Mithy was trying to do something in TSM where it's not that where, like, you know, people didn't want to do it. It was like he just has to, it's this how would I say, it's chill component. Is that what the kids say nowadays? You gotta chill. Like he didn't know how to chill, man. Like we lost here because we not prior here, or this and this. It wasn't all Mike Young's fault. You know, it's just like he can't functionally make a good decision if there's someone in his ear constantly talking. Also, he can't make a functional good decision if anytime he makes a wrong decision, he's getting scrutinized for it. Like, imagine trying to go through that, you know?
Yeah, like the thing TSM has always needed is like an Xmithy type jungler, somebody who always knows like what he's gonna do and like is gonna just enable the team. That's what they've always needed, and that's why they were trying to get Xmithy this off season. But laying on Dardoch wasn't too bad, because he's already had that history of being that type of player who's just gonna do his own thing regardless.
Yeah, I heard that too. It was they wanted Xmithy first, and Dardoch was the second choice. I, you know, thinking when I thought about that, it was like, huh, really? Xmithy was the first choice, and Dardoch was second. Normally,
they wanted somebody who was like a vet in the jungle, who had like a name and like, you know, like who had their own identity. They didn't want to bring somebody in, because that's the issue. Like the past few splits over the last 3 years, they've had to bring a jungler in and teach them how to play the game that they want them to play. Whereas, you know, that's been why things have failed so badly. Like last year, like Acadian was probably half and half. He was probably like his own identity jungler, but then he also like had to be like taught how to improve.
Oh god, Greg and Acadian. Holy crap. Man.
And then that,
Greg.
that whole fucking debacle.
Greg is so trash. I feel so bad for him. I hate calling him trash, but like he's so bad. He can't play carries.
He's just a support jungler. That's all he is.
Golly, he might as well just roll swap at this point, you know? Like, I don't understand why he doesn't...
Like, his best champion is Sejuani, pretty much.
God, I remember looking at Grig, and I still think to this day Grig was one of the more better TSM junglers to fit TSM style. But as an individual jungler, it's like, holy crap, this guy is actually... It's... Oof. I was watching the Dig versus TL game, and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I looking at? This is pitiful. Aphromoo just walks up mid lane, gets kick flashed, and dies.
Yeah, the support jungler doesn't really work in this what's the word, in this meta. It's not gonna work anymore. This meta is too fast.
Man,
for that type of jungler.
Ah, goodness gracious. I even had to watch freaking Spica's games over because like they'll you know how you put like YouTube on like autoplay and stuff. And then, you'll see the games, you're like, man, Spica really did int them. Holy crap. But I can't blame him, though.
Yeah.
Wait, am I hearing myself twice?
Spica was, I don't even know, like, that whole situation was so such a shame because that year, TSM was one game away from winning playoffs. Like, I still can't get over that to this day. The fact that they lost that one game from the whole like notorious Zen int.
Yeah,
like, I can't believe that, like, to this day.
Man,
Like, I remember sitting in my living room just being like, holy shit, TSM won playoffs, they're back on the fucking horse. And then just watching fucking Zen in the fucking dragon pit with his jungler bot side with the top laner just randomly fucking zipping around as Ezreal.
You know,
5 team chasing him.
You know when he put his hands in his eyes, you know he was just like smiling. I got these motherfuckers back. I got your back, you original bastard. Could you imagine that? That'd be the most sickest, sinister anime shit ever. It's like he does that and he's just smiling. I got these son of a bitches back for keeping me another year.
That's funny.
That'd be amazing, dude. Holy crap. But my most disappointed C9 moment... Wait, am I hearing myself twice?
I can't hear you normally.
Oh, it just feels like I'm hearing myself twice on your end.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Do I turn
I can hear you normally.
That's weird. I just turn... No, it's not turning you down. It's turning... Okay, I got it. Sorry about that, guys. My most hated C9 moment is... Oof. Man. Probably when Jensen didn't press Zhonya. Like...
Oh, as Echo?
Yeah, man. Like, he carried us
to get... It's not that
he
didn't press Echo. It's not that he didn't press Zhonya's. It's that he didn't... Like, he got, like, stunned. So he, like, held... Or I think he, like, held his ult too long or some shit and got stunned. I can't remember.
The funniest shit ever happened in the LCK. In the LCK, Faker played Echo. And he didn't also Zhonya ult either. So they started calling him... They started saying SKT Jensen.
That's troll.
God, they're like, Faker's coming to Cloud9, Faker, C9 Faker.
Speaking of that, do you remember when they fucking went to the TL versus TL in the World Championships? And not in the World, in the LCS Championships, and fucking then did the little, the
height difference thing?
Yeah.
God, shit was hilarious.
For that stuff.
Shit was so funny. But then there's always that little pussy ass dude. Always that little freaking internet troll. Oh my goodness, he's so mean. He's so mean. They're literally friends. They duo queue. They stream together. Oh my god. States out of his own mouth. Oh, even Jensen said he's my friend. Like we're just cool. Like he does shit like that. Like it's just what friends do. But people in this world are just so fucking dumb. Oh my god, that was the thing people took away from the series. It's freaking like Sven made a height difference between him and Jensen. When it's like, hey, this is Rek'Sai play he did like literally in the game though.
Yeah, it was a funny series.
Oh man, I think it was Jensen Echo thing really made me mad. But he did carry Cloud9 to get to that point anyway, so it's like it's half and half with me. Losing
he actually played a really good Echo game up until that point.
Then when I went to the LCS and I watched spring semifinals against TSM, and to see us go up 2-0, dominating the series, and then losing straight back to back to back. Oh my god! I broke my Sorry guys, I broke my heart. It's just, man, dude. And this is why I was so mad at them, in my offseason videos, because imagine going to watch that. Imagine being up 2-0 in a series, and then you lose a game. Oh, you're like, whatever, it's going to be best of 5, whatever. Game 4, TSM smashed them in the next 3. Oh, shit, man, that shit killed me that day. It's so much different watching it in person than watching it from your screen.
Wait, you were there?
I was there.
For the TL versus TSM?
TSM versus Cloud9 semis.
Last year?
Yeah, I was there last year.
Oh shit!
That shit. I couldn't even vlog it properly because I was so. Oh man, that hurt, dude.
I forgot how that game even played out. I can't remember.
Bjergsen got a collar. Remember game 3?
Oh, that's when like fucking God tier on Akali.
Mm-hmm.
That was that game, right? When they had that huge team fight in the bot lane.
They were winning.
Svenskeren tried to run away, and Bjergsen killed them all pretty much.
God, they were winning. They got a Baron. It was a decently close early game, and then after that, freaking Sneaky. Oh my god, he fucking gets in auto range of an Akali as a Jinx. He gets Bjergsen. I swear, doesn't even hits him twice with his auto.
I remember Bjergsen like flanked them pretty hard. That's all I remember.
That too, man. Watching that live, I was like, all right, good, all right. 3-0 C9. All right, let's go home. Peace, LA. I'm going back home. And then just lost, and you're like, God damn. And then people were like, oh my goodness, why did Cloud9 kick Sneaky? Like, guys, the people who were playing good did not want to play the people who were playing like shit. Like, Zeyzal and Sneaky.
Such a troll. Like, I've never liked, to be honest.
Sneaky?
Personally, yeah. Like,
oh
I feel
my
like
god.
His whole thing was just a brand.
I was neutral with him. I respected him more for his ADC play than anything. Like, his hobbies, do whatever you want in your personal time. I care about what happens on the Rift.
But like that bled into like his competitive nature. Yulo really wasn't that competitive because he was like, oh, I'll just go back to fucking streaming. I'll go back to do this side thing. Like, I feel like he never really was like fully invested into like competitive league. At least that's how it seemed when he played.
He said he did, but it really didn't feel like that anymore, though.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why I never really like took him seriously.
Oh, he's like, oh gosh, guys, I'm real competitive, It's just like, dude, like, imagine watching Cloud9 for. Sorry about that. Imagine watching them since 2014, watching them get out of almost every single group stage there is, and then them going to that 2019 group stage and losing. Imagine that from Jack's perspective. Like, they need a change.
To be honest with you, though, that year of fucking Worlds was so weird. Like the year before last.
2018 Worlds, right?
Yeah, like the one. Yeah, I think it was 2018. That was such a weird fucking year.
Luckiest Worlds for the West ever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I felt like it was a huge swing. Like, it was like no opposition, pretty much. I remember it being like so crazy.
Like,
I just feel like there were so many teams like in the fucking semis that I never expected to be in the semis like for another couple of years.
I expected Cloud9 to get quarters because I predicted. I told my friend, "Hey, RNG first, Cloud9 second."
To be honest, though, I think it was probably one of the coolest Worlds I've seen since I've played League.
Dude,
that year
it was actually
so many because the meta was so cool. Like, a lot of the champions that were being played were just like. This was before like Aatrox got like the rework and like the changes that he has now. Like, this used to be when like Aatrox was like a really good mid laner still.
Oh my god!
So people were playing him mid.
That's so scary.
And it was like super cool to watch. This was when he like had his ultimate where like if he died it would heal him back still, so he could die people. Like, it was so cool.
And then I have to hear fucking Fnatic fans telling me in my ear that they could have beaten KT Rolster if they made it to the finals.
Oh my god, KT Rolster like shot on them so hard.
I wish, because if KT beat IG, I think KT win Worlds because they were so strong.
Yeah.
I just think that I don't know why a bunch of Fnatic fans thought they could have beaten IG. IG went 18 plus 18 is what? 36, right?
Yeah.
And then they only lost. IG went 36-2 in best of threes, and Fnatic played best of ones, and somehow they thought they actually had the nerve to tell me they could have beaten IG because they beat them in 2 lucky group stage games, best of ones.
So what I want you to tell me though,
Mm.
so I want to have I want you to have a breakdown with me right now, and I want you to talk about
Interventions.
The
No.
most no, it's not really an intervention. I saw a video talking about this, and I kind of am interested in what other people's opinions would be.
Sure.
So seasons, let's start from season 5. Season
Ooh.
5 to current season. Who do you think was the most influential player for every Worlds, or for every year, pretty much?
See, that's so hard to say because
Like,
what does
overall.
most influential mean? You want on specific regions or just specific just
No,
on
like,
tournaments?
Worldwide, as far as World's performance throughout the year, who do you think was the standout player who innovated the game for every year? Is what I'm saying. I already have my specifics.
That would have to be laid out in a 5-man perspective for me because
Well, I'm not.
I think one guy each is hard, but yeah, I'll do one. I think Faker still season 5 when he's still in his prime.
Yeah, so I feel I watched a video. I think it was Core Esports, or I don't remember what channel. They basically broke down for me, and the way they explained it was so understandable. I thought I agreed with it completely. Actually, I'll just look up the video and tell it to you. I can't remember what it was specifically, so I'll look it up.
Let's see, Faker for season 5, just because it's very rare we see that level of dominance and level of skill and level of outplayness and smartness around the map. That level just does. I mean, it still exists, but we rarely see it anymore. I was gonna say maybe Yellowstar, not Yellowstar from Fnatic. Oh my goodness, I'd be trolling at this point. It's hard to say actually. Because Rock's Tigers members were good too. You had Gorilla and Prey. You also had Smeb that year. But yes, Faker overall, I would say, had that with him. Because people wanted to play like Faker though.
Found it. And I tell you what it was. So Faker, I think Faker has 3 different years in this game. I mean, in this list that they had. But I'll go ahead and let you know what each one was. And we can talk about each one as I present it.
Sure.
I think that'll be good. And we can kind of just bounce off ideas as to what we think each set. How about each opinion? Alright. Season 1, right? Start in there. Because they've started from season 1 here.
Oh my
so I'm
goodness.
Gonna go ahead and let you know.
I didn't even watch season 1. I wasn't even playing the game.
Yeah, me neither.
I was just
But
gonna randomly
I
say
guess
it's
we'll start
Peke.
there. Yes, that's who it was.
I'll
Good
just
guess.
season 2. Fudge.
This one actually was pretty cool for me.
Diamond
to hear
Procs?
because I never knew who it was. Huh?
Was it Diamond Procs?
No.
Damn.
It was somebody who got a league skin on that year.
Oh,
His team.
it's one of the TPA players.
Yes.
I forgot all their names though. I can't remember any of their names in my life.
I didn't remember their names either in this video, and they kind of did.
Season 3 had to be Faker.
I think that's who it is. But season 2, it's Toys. That was the mid laner for
TPA.
the TPA.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
he was the person who got the Oriana skin. That was him. Season 3 is Faker. Yes, that's when he got the Faker. That's when he got the Z1v1.
Season 4 is Mata, I'd imagine.
No, actually,
What?
season 4 is a mid laner. Can you guess who it is?
Gade?
No,
Is Pawn?
close. Yes, Pawn.
Oh my god, really over Mata?
He
No,
was-
Mata deserves
he
it
was-
way more
Because I was
than...
the only person who could contest Faker that year.
I know, but Mata, that's best support performance of all time though, man.
I think season 5 is probably my favorite though.
Oh,
Can you
I
guess who it was
personally
for
would give it to
season
Mata.
5?
I would give season 4 to Mata, but season 5, I would say your
It's
favorite?
an SKT player.
Marin?
Yes. How did you know?
Because he played he was actually pretty good that year.
He was a god tier that year.
Except there were other players that could be.
He was the majority of the reason why SKT was so dominant that year.
Yeah, there was other better players than him individually, but he shined in a way that I didn't think other top laners did.
Well, the thing is Marin was like the first top laner to create the whole like the Shy play style. You know?
Like an actual hardcore solo carry top laner.
Yeah, exactly. He was the first one to innovate that play style. That's why they said that he was the player for that season, because no other top laner was playing to that level and having that big of an impact on world stage games up until that point.
No, he really was. He somehow just turned into a different player, because like Duke and Smeb were better than him mechanically and also in other things about the game. But at Worlds, he just turned into Smeb, and it was like, what?
Yeah.
So
I just like Marin because I'm a Rumble main.
Man, he made me play Rumble too. Gosh,
his
man.
Rumble is disgusting. Like, it's god tier.
Season 6, I'd imagine it's Faker.
Yep.
That one should go to Smeb though. If Rox Tigers won Worlds, they would have went to Smeb.
True. And so this is where you were right. Guess who season 7?
Was it actually Mata?
Who?
Was it Mata? No, I didn't say that.
No.
God, Mata was in. God, I'm trolling.
It's something you said before.
God,
you said
damn
something about you had a guess, and I was like, you'll see.
Season 7. Oh fudge. I can't remember actually.
Season 7 was Faker.
Because of the World's Galio performances.
Yeah, that was his year. So Faker had season 3, he had season 6, and he had season 7. He was the best player in the world as far as like on the big scale and effect on the game.
Wow, yeah. I remember the season 7 Worlds where he would play Galio and just take over.
Now guess who season 8 was?
Fudge.
This is where it kind of gets like specific.
It's hard to say. Let's say I'm gonna take 2 shots at this. I'm gonna say the Shy.
No.
Okay, Rookie.
No.
Uzi.
Yes. They gave it to Uzi because Uzi was basically the Faker of fucking ADC that year, and everybody expected them to win, but they didn't.
Oh yeah, being a G2 fan and knowing they were gonna get their ass cheeks opened by RNG.
That was the first year where like they actually looked at an ADC as potentially being the best player in the world. That's why Uzi was like.
He was though. I'll admit he was the best AC in the world. It was really hard.
But the thing is, Uzi almost like challenged Faker for best player in the world that year. That's why.
I think I had him at first. I actually had him over Faker that year.
I remember that year when I was watching videos and people were talking about, like preparing for Worlds and stuff like that. And people were talking about how like Uzi potentially could become the best player in the world if they won Worlds because he had the similar metrics to Faker for that year apparently.
Shoot, man. And then
why they were talking about him being the most like iconic player for that year.
And then watching Uzi beat down Sneaky, most lopsided ADC matchup I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I've never seen an ADC matchup that bad. He won, which is laning, and then just auto attack.
Honestly, I think Uzi was probably like the most crazy Kai'Sa player I've ever seen. So good on Kai'Sa.
Yeah. Like, I love G2, man, but I knew they were not going to be RNG, and it turns out I was wrong. But, people are like, well, how can you be a fan of your team and then not predict them to win? You can't do that. You gotta be realistic. And they looked like dog shit. That was their worst year. Yarden and Wadid, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck? You can eat the fattest part of my ass. Get the fuck out of here. They're trash. Perk states out of his own mouth they got lucky. Have you ever had like a person tell you you're wrong when you completely admitted to something that they've obviously answered? Perks was like, he said this on one of the other talk shows he's on. He's like, yeah, in a way we kind of got lucky. People are like, no, they didn't get lucky. They all played RNG. States out of his own mouth they got lucky. No, I mean, what the fuck? Like, it's not that I'm always bringing up the luck point, but if a player is stating out of their own mouth they got lucky, that's like, I get he had the big Perks LeBlanc performance. I get him and Jankos and Wonder carried them. That's great. I love them. I'm glad they had an upset. But going into the match, if you didn't think RNG choked, well, you were wrong, because RNG did not play even close to how they... that RNG that we saw play against G2 was not the same RNG we saw play up against Kingzone at MSI, or just the same RNG we saw in general before the tournament. Like, there's no way. This is not the same RNG that beat IG in the LPL finals. Like, this RNG looked like they didn't even know what the hell the meta was. And they had
that was crazy.
And they had Let Me, so... Let Me, holy crap. Season 9? I forgot. Yeah, Season 9 is... Oh, I would say Perks is for Season 9.
Nope.
What? That's kind of a disservice. That's a disservice. Really? Come on, dude. Perks played...
Think about it.
Okay, I'll say Doinb if it's not Perks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel...
It's Doinb.
Perks
Doinb
deserves it, though.
No, I feel like Doinb does, because Doinb totally revolutionized what mid lane was that year.
He brought back the high mid lane style, lose lane, win game.
Yeah, exactly. He like enabled like the whole like not even lose lane, like he won lane by roaming his team. Like he won the game by not playing lane. Which up until that point no one even thought of.
He got the most out of his teammates by not even being in his lane most of the time. That's crazy to think about, though.
Because think about it, he became a world champion on Rumble, Malphite, Nautilus. Like he didn't play any like ages except for Rise.
If you guys watched the LPL split that year, he played freaking Karma, Rise, and Nautilus' most played champ. Who's playing? He was carrying on Karma mid. That has not been good mid since like season 6.
Yeah.
Like, holy... Like, I would give it to Perks or Doinb, but I understand why Doinb has to get it, because he did win Worlds, and then Perks, I think, showed people that you can role swap successfully, but the issue with that is, like,
I will say, though, I do agree with you, like, Perks' role swap was actually super good. Like, I was surprised as to
like,
how...
I would say, like, top 3 role swaps of all time, Ambition, Scores, Perks is up there. Those are the top 3 that I remember, because this is the issue, and the reason why I don't think Caps is going to be able to do it is Caps isn't as smart, no offense to Caps, I love you, man, but he's not as smart as Perks is to play ADC. Like, the reason why I thought
Caps
Perks...
kind of a reckless player.
Yeah, it's just like, I just don't think that... The reason why I thought Perks could do it is because he was smart at the game, smart mechanically, good mechanically, and he knew what he had to do to win the game. Caps doesn't really check all those boxes for her. Caps is like a rookie mid laner. You know what I mean? Like, he likes to do various things that get him ahead with early game aggression. Yeah, with burst damage, and you can't burst him as an AD carry. I mean, obviously not now since they changed the game, but, Perks fits the mold of an ADC, whereas, like, Caps just kind of just only fits the mold of a mid laner. Of course, I could be wrong right now when we're recording this, because this is literally, week 6 in most springs, but just right now looking at it, I don't think he has what it takes to be an ADC. I could literally just see them switching back in summer.
Yeah, I feel like if shit doesn't click for them, they probably will have to.
But then I was thinking about it today too, and I was like, where do they go? Because you know how Caps and Perks are all... Well, Perks is now leaving G2, but like Perks, Mickey, and Jankos or Wonder, I don't know where they could go in terms of orgs. Like, which other org do you think they can go to? Because people only look at us, Fnatic and G2 are the only orgs that win. So, I'm like, Europe is kind of stuck right now in a certain position, because where do those better players go after their contracts are over? Unless they just renew their contracts with G2, which is very, very possible, but Europe doesn't have a lot of champions outside of them.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's real weird, though. Like, I thought about today, I was like, where would Wonder, Jankos, Mickey, and Caps go after this year if they don't win Worlds? It's just like, who do you go to? Origin? Rogue?
Country.
Go to Misfits?
Go to NA, go to fucking... I'm pretty sure...
Go to NA and retire? Holy shit, no.
Brox is already here, so I'm pretty sure if fucking this year, like, our teams actually do something, and they don't, they may actually just come over here. Or they may go to, like, another, like, country. Who knows?
Man. It's just...
Or they'll just stay in England. Or they'll just stay in Europe.
I imagine they would just re-sign with G2 for, like, a more couple years.
Yeah.
I don't see why they wouldn't, though. Like, who'd want to go to freaking Vitality? Oh, crap. I'm sorry. Or, like, so, Have you been you didn't see Forgiven back in season 6, did you? Oh, because you weren't playing in season 6, but
Yeah.
did you see the whole Forgiven Shaka debacle?
Yeah, how he like pretty much just rage quit.
Oh
and was
my-
like, I'm not playing
and
with
then
this
they-
team because
and
they're
then-
ass.
They beat the best team in the league.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, my team's shit, I'm leaving. and
And
then
it's like he thought the team was gonna miss him, and they don't even care.
it's so sad. Oh
Like, I
god.
remember I was watching one of their games the other day, and their new like AC was like, "Hey, my name is so and so. We've been 2-0 since Forgiven left." That's all he says. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's such passive aggressive.
Yeah, I
Holy
was like,
crap.
are you trying to roast? Like, I was so confused.
Dude, if I told you all of the shit Forgiven did. Okay, so he initially started on a team called Copenhagen Wolves in the challenger scene, okay? Follow me there? After that, he went to SK Gaming. This was SK Gaming in the past. Now, Sven Skaren used to be on SK Gaming. You don't remember? Yeah, this is a long time ago, man. So Skaren
Yeah.
and Forgiven used to play together.
That's
Sven,
true,
Sven,
yeah.
that's
Good game.
Sven Skaren got relegated in EU by Perks when G2 came in. It's a really weird story, but so Sven Skaren didn't want to play with Forgiven anymore, and they said Forgiven was toxic, so they kicked him. This is when the same split where Forgiven won the Rookie of the Split award. After that, he goes to H2K, and then he had to go to the Greek army and shit. They were deciding if they still want to use him. The Greek army stuff doesn't happen until 2017 because they give him to finish off the league year, but we didn't know that at that current point in time. So throughout the year they're playing, they actually could have won EULCS. They should have been in the finals, but they lost to Origin in the semis, and then he goes to Origin for 2 best-of-1 games during summer, and then right after that, he quits. He's like, I'm not motivated anymore. I think Overwatch is a much better game. I swear this will happen. Quits. And then later on, H2K, this is when they had Freeze. They need him again. And then he comes back. And then that's when you saw that lucky-ass semifinal run of the Worlds. And then Season 7, Season 8, he's gone, obviously. Season 9, he's gone. And you get back to now. Also, he left another team called Gambit Gaming a while in the back, so he's had a history leaving teams, being toxic. I really thought he changed, honestly.
Forgiven.
You'd think, like, the army would change him, but, I don't understand him, honestly. Do you think his career's over?
I don't know, because I feel like it may be, because a lot of people feel like what he said and what he did and how he acted is a really bad look for
Any org.
for basically orgs, like, considering afterwards.
I personally think it's over. And people are like, well, he brings brand recognition. You can go... oh my god, people are retarded. No one wants to play with him.
He
It's like-
brings toxic recognition.
You're screaming, you're getting your ass handed to you. Hey, you fucking idiot, why did you fucking die in this 2v2, you son of a bitch? Like, you're like, holy shit, dude, chill. I'm just screaming, bro. Like, no one wants to... See, I'd rather... with me, it's a two-way street. I can have a toxic teammate and play with them, as long as you don't say shit. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you don't say shit, I'm good with you. But it's more preferable to people if they play with people they enjoy to play with. That's the thing.
Yeah,
It just depends, man. It just depends. Good lord. TSM
I don't
actually.
think Forgiven is gonna get picked up at all.
I from knowing him all these years, I personally think it's over. I just think
Yeah.
it's DONE. Too many teams you left, same issues. He says Otawamne and Yankos are chokers, and Vander tweeted in 2016. If I find that tweet, I'll send it to you. This is back in 2016, when they lost to Fnatic in the 3rd place match. This is also after that Vander tweets because Forgiven left, and then Vander tweets if he comes back to this team, I'm leaving. Straight to it's a tweet. You can go find it. It's a tweet. He says that. Says
That's
if he
funny.
comes back to this team, I am leaving. You know, eventually they get through their little bit of, you know, what's the word people use nowadays? Issues. They get over their issues, obviously, and then they sacrifice a lot. But he says not Forgiven. Oh my god, sorry guys. He says Yankos and Otawamne and Vander are chokers. These are some of the best EU players of all time, though. Yankos? Really? He's almost just as good as some Korean jugglers. How is he a choker? Like, what? Do you know that scenario which Fnatic were in the finals with IG? So they had the exact same scenario with Samsung Galaxy versus HUK. Guys, you weren't beating Samsung Galaxy. You got lucky anyway. Like, just be honest here. Like, you got lucky. You beat a wildcard team in quarterfinals. Let's be honest here. It wasn't working for them, honestly. But yeah, dude, Forgiven's DONE. Done.
Yeah. I don't know. As far as LAC, a lot of my predictions have been spot on.
So far for the LC? Yeah, same here.
Like, Mad Lion is actually pretty good.
We were the one fighting for them. People were calling us morons. They're like, no, they actually have really good players, though. They're just rookies.
Yeah.
They don't know how to win yet. It's a simple thing that can be fixed over time. I just think that their issues can be fixed literally within like a couple years of playing.
Yeah.
And then, who else was it? Freaking,
And Misfits is actually surprising.
Gosh, they look so... If people
Their
saw that...
jungler is really good.
Was it Razork? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my... Dude, we watched them week 1. That might have been the worst team I've ever seen start a week 1. Loaded up on screen, went to their lanes, lost, just straight up lost, didn't do anything, didn't fight for any objectives, just straight up lost, no macro, got off stage, came back the next day, got on stage, loaded up again, lost again, got off. I was like, that is, I was like, how? What mentality? That's a great mentality shift they had. Holy crap. Or Vitality. Vitality is such a, it's so sad seeing them from what they had compared to what they have now.
Oh. Yeah, Vitality. I feel like they're just a husk of their former selves. That team. So many of the players are totally gone in other orgs, and they've tried to replace some of the other players.
No Jizuke, no Jack Troll, no Attila.
Just don't really feel anything.
It's just Cabochard trying to 1v9 half the time. Who else was there? Freaking what do you think about Origin?
Origin's probably is always going to be like a TSM. Origin's pretty much the TSM fucking LEC. That's how I look at them.
Yeah, because Nuketook and Bjergsen played like pretty similar, actually.
Well, what I'm saying is like they're always going to be like a second or third place team. It seems like that's how it's been for like the last like 2 or 3 roles.
Yeah. Jeez, man. But it's been nice talking to you, man.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Tomorrow, are you gonna be on tomorrow?
Yeah, with the rest of the group.
It's probably just gonna be me, you, and Hedgie. I don't know if Mirror's showing up. I don't know what happened to him. I hope he's okay, honestly.
Yeah,
I think we have our solidified group now. We have the dive guys. It's Flux, Big Giant, me, and the guy from Australia. Oh crap.
Oh, that's where fucking his face?
Hedgie's from Australia. That's why I have to start it earlier so he gets to, wake up in time. Same with you. So guys, tomorrow, if Hedgie, if you're listening, podcast 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because it helps you out, because that way it's not too late for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, latest 5:30. Get in the group. I'll load the equipment up, and we can start going. That's pretty much it.
Seems legit.
Yeah. Miru, if you're coming in tomorrow and you watch this, 5 to 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, let's get in there, get it done, get out. That's how it works. Oh, but the topics are already laid out so you guys can get them. It was your mid-season awards, like mid-season MVP, first and second place All-Pro team. If you put all Cloud9, if you put all TSM members in there, I don't know, man. You seem like you put Bjergsen's been the best mid laner,
I don't know. I feel like people are sleeping on this, and it's pretty sad to be.
No. I personally think they're the second best team in the league, honestly.
Like, real talk, I feel like just because of the fact he was sick for like those 4 games, people are like, I don't even think Bjergsen's like a top 3 mid anymore. Like, I've seen several videos of people saying that shit. I'm like,
I love Bjergsen, man, but people are really sleeping on TSM right now. I think they're better than FlyQuest. I think they have better laners than FlyQuest. I think they just have everything.
I feel like
better
TSM are just fucking troubleshooting. That's all.
Yeah,
like people are like
just
shitting on them. Like, for example, like early game drafts was out, they literally said in fucking interviews that the reason comps is because they're trying to like experiment with draft, so when it comes to playoff time, they can catch people off guard. That's literally
People don't listen now, bro. People don't listen nowadays. Like, you could state things out of your own mouth as what they were. They ask you a question, you explicitly state why you're doing something. People just don't hear. Their ears are broken or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I honestly don't really care. Like, so you and like that Hedgy dude are like types of like C9 players because like, well, C9 fans because like I had a conversation with him after I think the C9 like TSM game, which I mean I get it. I lost the game. You know, it wasn't a good draft. Like, you know, like.
Oh, you guys gave us a run for our money.
Fucking,
you guys gave us a pretty good run for the money in the early game. Closest early game we had so far.
I wasn't really too happy with them putting Renekton, giving Bjergsen Renekton. I feel like that was kind of a pick. Like, I mean, I get like it counted. Renekton is what it used to be. Like, you know, he used to have Spear of Shojin and take over team fights, but he's not the champion anymore. So it's like, why give him a champion? Only gonna match up mid lane, and the rest of the team is kind of SOL. They gave him. They gave top lane post nerf Akali. That champion doesn't even exist right now. It's like, why would you give that to Bjergsen? They've already. I don't know if you noticed, but like, pretty much TSM has already like shown how they want to play. The way they want to play is through top lane. That's literally how they want to play. They want like to be the primary carry, but they want Bjergsen to be the secondary carry. That's like their main like, you know, like gimmick right now. That's what they use to do the best currently. But the thing is Bjergsen. The thing is that TSM is good because, you know, Cloud9's good because they stop people, and they've already like, you know, like they've already like gotten a grasp on how they want to play. But the thing about TSM that people are sleeping on is flexible in the LCS right now. Have you seen like their drafting? Like, they're legitimately the most flexible. And the reason I say that is because pretty much all three lanes, every solo lane, jungle, mid, and top, all can play the same champions interchangeably. Think about it.
I'd agree.
Like, Bjergsen has, like, they've shown intentions for Bjergsen to play Kiana. You know, fucking Daradox played Kiana jungle. You know, Broken Blades played Kiana top. You know, the Orin's been played middle by Bjergsen.
They played
Orin's
Akali
been played top.
Oh,
yeah, Akali's been played previously by Bjergsen, and he stopped with it back with Cloud9. But it can be played top as well. So it's what I'm saying is like there's so many picks right now in the meta that are flexes between top, jungle, and mid, and all three of those solar laners are so good that like they are able to draft weak side and strong side with advantageous matchups for any laner. That's why they're so good, and I think that's kind of why they're experimenting with these like weird like you know, like drafts and stuff, and people think it's trolling. It's literally because I think they're kind of just testing their versatility.
Man, trolling is such a cap out excuse, man. Trolling is such. I hate that excuse sometimes, man. Shit is.
So
God, I think Broken Blade is like the second best top laner so far. Maybe first on some days. He's been playing amazing.
He legitimately is. And if you look at a lot of videos for people's like power rankings right now, or like pro teams, they've been putting Broken Blade as best top laner in NA, even better than Licorice. I feel like he solo carries a lot harder than Licorice in the current meta.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Around him.
Man, can't wait to so we'll do the mid-season MVP, the first and second All-Pro team. We don't even need a third team. There's not enough players in NA worthy of third place teams. Gosh, it's gonna be hard trying to find 8 players to get on those first and second place teams. And then we could do biggest disappointment and biggest surprise. Would you like that?
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I can't reveal mine yet, but yeah, biggest disappointment, biggest surprise. First and second place All-Pro team, and the match predictions, and we'll sprinkle in some LEC here and there for my European viewers who love me. I'm sorry, European guys. Sometimes I'm really mean to your teams, but you know, you guys love me, right? Wink, right? I have a lot of European viewers. It's just like they're like, oh, this is why Europe does stuff like that. Oh, like, okay, that makes more sense now. because most of them are Fnatic fans. Most people in Europe are Fnatic fans, and then like G2 is like another another chunk is like G2. G2's been really getting a lot of people behind them, and after them, it's like, ooh, man, it's so hard to see just two teams liked, and every other team is like, hey, we don't love too.
True.
Gosh, but I'll see you later, man. Have a good day, bro.
You too, man. Have a good night.
You too. 5 Pacific Standard Time. Yeah. Peace out, dude. Have a good day.
Hi there, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah. Thank you.